already know what it is. It's Barbershop Conversations. Hit the subscribe and the like button today.
You get it done, you'll be there in New York, right?
I will be there.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah.
How did Triple G get away from Vegas?
Get away from Vegas?
How did you get him and Vegas don't have him?
Gennady's had the same manager for many years. In fact, Oleg Herman's and Max Herman, they're the ones I made the deal with when we signed the deal with K2. And just kind of getting, alluding to your question, is Usyk has all the intangibles, the excitement in the ring, the marketability outside the ring, the personality, punching power, winning a world title in his 10th fight, Olympic gold medalist. We see him, following the footsteps of the Klitschko brothers, the success we had with them. Triple G, we launched his career in New York. Now, his career in America, we launched in New York with Usyk. He's fighting here at the Forum. If everything goes the right way here in LA, then the plan would be to bring him to New York as well. So there's a lot of things that are open for Usyk. He just has to perform on Saturday night, and then I think the sky's the limit for him.
You mentioned New York, so I'll be remiss to ask you, is that the undercard of Triple G Jacob? And how close are we? Or how far apart are we?
I've been in daily contact with Al, and we're just trying to work out the final details. Hopefully we can get the deal done here today or tomorrow. The first bid is set for Monday, but I'm optimistic and confident that we can get the deal worked out before it goes to the first.
How was negotiating with Al Hammond? Because he's a silent, no one really knows him. I mean, I know him, but I'm just saying, like, the boxing fans don't really know who he is, and just a kind perspective of who is Al Hammond.
I get along with Al. We did the Dominic Wade fight.
Sure.
That only took a week to make. But this is a much higher profile fight. Danny has built up a lot of momentum in his career, a lot of credibility in his career. He's, after the loss to Pirog, he has I think 13 wins or 13 knockouts in a row. Gennady's coming off 23 knockouts in a row, so you got two huge punchers in the middleweight division. I think purely the two best middleweights in the division. Whenever you can get the two top guys in their division fighting each other, it's a big event. So there's a lot of different logistics to work out, and hopefully we can get it worked out before it goes to a bid.
And if that fight can't happen, are you going to try and? Rumor has it that Golden Boy is trying to get Chavez Jr. at 164, and it makes sense in terms of a PR move to lead into Canelo Triple G. Would you be willing to negotiate, or have that been in consideration? Have you thought about that? At 164.
Chavez fight?
A Chavez Jr. fight.
Chavez fight. We wanted to fight Chavez for the last 2-3 years since we were negotiating with Top Rank, but he had a good win on Saturday. He came in under the weight limit. I think the weight limit was 169. He came in under 168. So that would be a great fight. That's a fight we've always wanted, but we have to do the WBA mandatory first, and then the Canelo fight, the Chavez fight, the Ramirez fight. There's a lot of great options for Gennady out there. Even the guys over in the UK, there's a lot of great options there. Carl Froch was tweeting he's too big and too strong. Okay.
Sorry.
For Gennady, and we just announced also the Klitschko.
I was going to get to that.
versus Joshua fight. That's a massive fight. Not only in terms of how big both guys are, they're almost identical physical statures, height. Both Olympic gold medalists. But that should draw over 80,000 in Wembley. They're expecting like 85, 90,000 people in Wembley Stadium. So that's a tremendous fight as well. So we've got a lot of great fights on the drawing board for next year. Hopefully, we can make the Canelo fight with Triple G.
Talk about that, please. That was my next question, obviously.
Am I answering all your questions?
No, because I want the short version. But because, as I told Abel Sanchez, I have a standing $1,000 bet on Triple G, and I want to recoup my bet.
On Triple G versus Canelo?
Yes. So how is that slated? Is that a verbal commitment, or is it just we will negotiate for?
It's slated for September. We're still negotiating on that one, but I am also in regular contact with Eric Gomez of Golden Boy. He says that they want to do the fight. Canelo had an injury in his last fight, but they're looking at him coming back now in 2017. and then hopefully we can do the deal in September. We certainly want that fight. We think it's the biggest fight, if not one of the biggest fights that can be made in the sport of boxing right now. And any of the naysayers or critics of where the sport is going, whenever you can put together a fight like Anthony Joshua and Klitschko, Canelo and Triple G and Jacobs, those are the type of fights that really bring the mainstream media, to cover the sport of boxing and going into sports fans, not just boxing fans. Those are the fights and the promotions that really broaden the horizons for the sport of boxing and add a lot of new fans.
Now, me playing devil's advocate, there's been a lot of saying that even from the greats in the sport that say, even Roy Jones Jr., Floyd Mayweather's two of the best pound for pounds about ever, that say Triple G needs to go up in weight, 168, possibly catch weight 164, to fight the James Nagels, the Badu Jacks, and everyone else in between. Do you think he needs something like that to Hall of Fame voters to say he's in?
Well, he's been willing to go to 168 if there's the right fight there at 168. I think right now the middleweight division has much bigger fights at than the 168-pound division. Look at Danny Jacobs' fight. Triple G and Danny Jacobs is a massive fight. Canelo obviously is a big fight at 160 pounds. That's one thing that we have agreed with Golden Boy, that is the fight would be at 160 pounds. So there's no issues as far as the weight's concerned. They would choose the venue for the fight. There's a lot of deferrals to Golden Boy in terms of trying to make that fight. But at the same time, look, if Gennady could fight Chavez at 168, if he could fight Ramirez at 168, if he can fight the winner of, actually the winner of DeGale and Jack's supposed to fight Callum Smith, that's a mandatory, but the winner of that fight is a great fight. So that's really there where the options are opening up for him. Naturally, the focus would be doing the WBA mandatory with Jacobs first. And if we can do the Canelo fight in September, those would be the two priorities. But then after that, you never know what happens. If the Chavez fight is possible, that's really been Abel Sanchez's dream fight, is Chavez at 168 pounds. And that would be a huge fight as well.
But that would be in LA. That would have no choice, or Texas or LA.
Texas, probably.
Yeah,
Texas.
Texas or LA, you can sell that out. Yeah. Now, last question, I know you got to go. Do you think, if you were to vote right now, is Triple G a Hall of Famer just based off of, you understand where I'm coming from, you've been in the sport a long time. Do you think he's a Hall of Famer now, or does he needs to get those fights?
Oh, I'd say he's only halfway through his career. I mean, he's has a huge knockout streak. He just received the Guinness Book of World Records recognition at the WBC convention. Highest knockout percentage in the history of the middleweight division. And when you look at some of the all-time greats of boxing, has been in the middleweight division. Marvin Hagler and Ray Robinson was in the middleweight division. Ray Leonard moved up. Duran moved up. So there's been some tremendous fighters, and for him to have the distinction of having the highest knockout percentage is a huge statement. But at the same time, I think clearly there's the bigger fights are yet to come. If we can do a Canelo, look, if he can beat a Danny Jacobs, if he can beat a Canelo, if he can beat a Chavez, now you're talking about a Hall of Fame career. So, there's always two ways to look at it. One way is, okay, why hasn't he fought these guys? And then the better question is, why haven't they fought Gennady when we were trying to make those fights? So, we try to make the best fights for the guys that are willing to get into the ring. But right now, I think Danny Jacobs is a huge fight and a step in the right direction.
Okay, you got to go. Klitschko by knockout or by decision?
Well, I think that's a great fight. I
can't wait for that
fight. To me, it's a true 50-50 fight, only in the sense that Vladimir has the experience. He has such a tremendous run at heavyweight. But at the same time, you have Anthony Joshua, the young guy, strong guy coming up, and that's a 50-50 fight.
He hasn't been an underdog in 10 years, man.
Yeah.
He hasn't been an underdog in a long time.
And he hasn't been a challenger. In over 10 years.
Appreciate you, bro.
Hey guys, it's your girl Angie. You're watching Barbershop Conversations. Make sure to click the button below to subscribe, like the video. Don't like it, leave a comment. You can also follow me at Angelica Curtis on Instagram. See you soon.